I'll say it's probably been a day or two since the rite of the winter winds, and the longest night of the year is over, and basically spring is going to be coming around the corner soon. There's been a little bit of snow, like a very light snowfall over the city, but not really that much because of the climate. And yeah, what would you guys like to do first?
Well, they got to get the challenge done. All right. I don't know how Isaac would want to do it, but I'm figuring Adrian would have set up an appointment or
Mm-hmm.
wrote a letter and said what time is a good time to meet you, kind of deal. They've never really met face to face,
Mm-hmm.
as far as I know. So yeah, once the appointment time, I would figure is now. They'd ride out to wherever they were supposed to meet.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say the master of the challenge. We'll say she lives off, kind of a little bit off of outside the city, and her house is by the ocean, and you see it. Despite it kind of being in the middle of the swamp, it has that kind of that Nordic style, and there's even like a circular fighting ring where she watches over the combat challenges. And as the two of you approach, you see that there's a basically a fight going on that she is overseeing, and she is short, like around 5 foot, and secured to her back is this really big hammer, and it's this silver hammer that it has these glyphs and runes carved into it. And as the two Garou are looks like they're fist fighting to settle some kind of disagreement or issue with each other. One of them gets tackled down to the ground and she calls the challenge over. Or she declares the challenge finished and declares the winner, and that's the matter settled right there. And after that small ceremony is said and done, she turns to meet the two of you, and she says, "Little shadow finds the truth. Laughs last. We I don't believe we've had the opportunity to meet in person yet. I've seen the two of you around, and I've heard your pack is up and coming. Uh, the elders speak very highly of you. My name is Minnie, deeded Jotun's Bane, Elder Philodox of the Geta Fenris."
Uh, he quietly watched the fight, did their thing. He looked to her when she came over and he nods. It says, "Pleasure to meet you, Ryan." Funny side note, did you know that the Fianna never go to square dancing? They don't go to those types of parties. Did you know that?
No, I don't believe I did.
Oh, wow. Apparently, every time someone says hoedown, they think their sister's been shot.
Isaac just groans. But he's trying to hide a laugh. He's trying not to laugh so hard. Even coughs into his hand and turns away a bit.
I don't think she knows what to say to that, but you do get a chuckle out of her.
They've hung men for less.
Yeah, that's just a way to break the ice.
Oh, okay.
He actually says that too. It's a way to get rid of the, I don't know, tension. Anyways,
And she says, how can I help the two of you?"
well, I know it has to be done in person, so I am here to formally challenge for third rank. And Isaac here, if he stops laughing, has something to say too.
I mean, you pretty much said it. Looking for the opportunity to challenge for rank.
And she nods, and she pauses for a moment to think as she considers a challenge for both of you. And she says, "Well, little shadow, I've heard the elders say you wish to help the Sept of the Hidden Ravine. And I've heard stories that they had their kinfolk stolen from them years ago, moved to the now abandoned Fort Riggs and then taken off to somewhere in Oklahoma. And
We've
since you,
heard the same thing.
yeah, she nods and she says, since you are alpha of your pack and there's heavy expectations on your shoulders just from what your pack has accomplished already. What with the four of you destroying an entire pack of spiral dancers, and I've heard you've even made a truce with another of the shapeshifters. So, my challenge for you is this. You are to find where the Uctena's kinfolk have been taken, and not only to bring them back alive, but to bring your entire pack back alive as well.
Well, there goes the plan of stabbing Heath in the back and leaving him dead in a ditch. Also a joke.
We need to work on those, even though Isaac's still chuckling a bit.
And
Well, of course, challenge accepted. Of course, there's no backing out now. It's going to be a hard one.
I will add that I believe that the Sept of the Hidden Ravine also had some other garou that are eager to do the same. So you may be able to find some extra help. So your challenge will be to bring your pack and any volunteers you can find back alive.
Along with any of the kinfolk that are still alive.
And she nods.
Do I have a time limit?
Well, we don't know where they are being kept, and the journey itself may take several weeks since you have to bring the kinfolk back through the physical world.
Yeah. He looks over to Isaac. You ready for this?
Ready as can be.
Yeah, your time limit will be 2 months to see this
months.
done.
Think we can do it in 2?
It'll be pushing it, but I think we can do it.
Really use a third.
And for
Well,
you,
Raya, it's a pleasure meeting your acquaintance, but I'm going to have to go really, really soon because then I got a lot of planning to do. Go ahead. Of course, I apologize for interrupting.
and she gives a nod and she says, and for you, laughs last. And for you, laughs last, I have a scavenger hunt.
Well, that really gets his attention.
Yes, you have 2 months to do this challenge as well. For you, you must find a cat's footfall, the root of a mountain, fish's breath, and bird's spittle.
Okay, well, he will remember that. I need to write all that down. So, cat's footfall, mountains, what else?
Fish's breath and bird's spittle.
And I can get these anyway.
In 2 months' time, when the two of you announce your accomplishments to the Sept and that the challenge is done, whatever you bring as part of your scavenger hunt, you must not only convince me that these are the items that you sought out and find, but also the entire Sept as well.
I think that's possible.
I'm certain it will test your cunning and resourcefulness.
No doubt. He tips his hat a bit in appreciation.
Adrian tips his hat as well. Says, remember, don't invite a Fiona to a square dance.
I'll remember not to.
We'll see you within 2 months.
I'll see you in 2 months. Good luck.
Thank you, Ryan. And with that, he turns around and starts walking towards his horse. And he looks at Isaac and says, I thought mine was hard. Good luck.
What the fuck is a fish's breath?
Water. They breathe
No,
water.
No, it can't just be water. It has to be something
They
more.
breathe water.
I know they breathe water, but it can't be that easy. It cannot be that easy.
That's the easiest one.
That's the problem.
Birds don't have spit. Mountains don't have, well, you know what? I can get you a mountain's root, too.
Well, this is definitely going to be interesting.
Cat's footfall and bird's spittle. I don't know what the fuck you're going to do, dude.
Cat's footfall, the only thing I can think of is a cat stepping in some clay. Take that clay and that's the cat footfall, isn't it?
Well, that's the cat's footprint. Footfall would be the noise it makes.
No way, you got to make it even more difficult.
He gets up onto his horse and he looks over at him and says, did I make it difficult? Or did I just make it easier for you? Because if you come up with the sound of nothing and say that's what the cat's footfall is, and if you can't hear it, you're an idiot, no one will ever tell you that they're an idiot, so they're going to just agree.
Right.
I have no idea what you're going to do.
I'll figure it out.
Out of all the things that I know how to plan, I'll tell you what, we're a pack. We do things together. The faster we get these kids home, the faster we can find these 4 things you need to find. Maybe the other 2 can help.
I'm thinking to do.
Yeah.
And and as the two of you are on your way back, you feel, I guess the best way to describe it would be like a tug, as each of the four of you, no matter where you are, see an owl fly by and fly off in a direction as if beckoning you somewhere.
Yeah, he was about to go right down his street. He pulls up and stops because the owl goes left. He looked at that and said, God damn it, we need a fucking third. Was that a sign or was that just some fucking random owl?
No, that was a sign.
Okay, let's go to the sign.
And the owl for each of you leads you to the shrine over by Adrian's house. So what have Heath and Heath and Laz been up to?
Well, seeing that the Adrian and Isaac went to talk about their ranked challenges, Heath has basically been outside the city, walking around in the swamp, trying to get in touch into the spiritual side of things. And he thought that maybe just trying to be more within nature outside the city would maybe help a little bit.
Okay.
But that was before he got the owl looking at him and leading him back to the city. So he just basically went into a full circle.
Well, it wouldn't be into the city. It'd be Adrian's house is outside the city near the swamp, so it just
So it
leads him through the swamp towards the little island place that they have with the shrine, right?
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
Okay.
he goes deeper into the swamp then until he gets to the shrine.
And Laz, what has Laz been up to? Oh, I thought we were all hanging out with the rank up folks. Okay. we could say Laz was hanging out with Adrian and Isaac while they were talking to the master of the challenge.
That's cool. Laz is allowed to watch. So we all drive right over to where the shrine is and probably meet Heath there shortly thereafter.
Mm-hmm.
And once all 4 of them are there, if there's nothing in this side of the world, they're going to go into the Umbra if Laz would open up the door. He seems to have the best luck.
Yeah, I believe Laz does have the most gnosis out of everybody. But yeah, Laz opens up the way into the Umbra, and the four of you see the owl again as it patiently waits for the four of you to cross over as Laz opens the way. And it starts flying into the swamp.
It's a chase. Hopefully the chase won't take 2 months. And with that, he sprouts his wings and starts to fly after the owl.
2 months, and he spreads his wings and joins after.
Yeah, we got a couple months to get a few things done. Hey Heath, by any chance, do you have any extra bird spit laying around?
I'm sorry, bird spit? You do know that birds don't spit, right?
Or fish breath. Or
You mean-
maybe even a cat's footfall.
You mean water? And
The root of a mountain.
No, breath is air. It can't be water. Hell, I know.
don't we have any magic? Wait, no, sorry, wrong term. Spiritual equivalents to this thing, like the root of a mountain is something that's within the Umbra.
Well, this is a bunch of flowers. I mean, there's baby's breath. Why not fish's breath?
Well, I mean, isn't there like a sort of magical equivalent to it? Like, I don't know, like the root of a mountain is like a special stone, like the moonstone that we grabbed the other time.
Hell if I know.
A cat's footfall, though. That one I'm confused. I guess we'll have to find a cat shifter and make him fall into the clay?
I hope not.
And as the four of you fly to pursue the owl spirit, the landscape around you shifts from swamp to tall, towering. The landscape shifts from swamps to tall, towering trees. And before long, the owl spirit that was leading you soon disappears, and you come upon a small open glade, this small open area in this ocean of tall, towering trees. And as you land, your totem spirit, the great horned owl, appears before you. swooping in from the shadows, like almost like as if he was hunting prey, but he lands in front of you, and he bows his head in greeting.
Mr. R, do you know what a fish's breath is?
Guess that would end up being Adrian's thing because he's the only one with the spirit speech.
He knows he can't talk to spirits, so he's gonna hear the whoop.
The owl understood him. He can't understand the owl is what I think it gets to. He gives a slight bow to the owl and says, "You summoned us?"
I did, and greetings to all of you, Blood Moon's Vengeance. You have done well for yourselves, and I sense that your bond together as a pack has grown stronger since last we spoke, and my bond to you has also grown stronger as a result. Your brave deeds have earned you a great amount of renown in a short amount of time. To say that I am proud of your efforts would be an understatement. And he gives a nod and to your question, and he moves a talon to start clawing at the ground, at this reddish clay. Actually, scratch that, because I wrote that into my notes, but I don't remember why I wrote it in there. So he's going to nod, and he says, "Yes, I called you, and listen well, Blood Moon's Vengeance, for the path ahead of you is wrought with peril. The mistakes of the past, the cycle of violence that threatens to tear two tribes away from the nation, continues on in the face of imminent disaster as the Umbra itself is torn apart. One such bloody mistake, a terrible massacre that lies forgotten by the galliards of your sept to time, may yet bear tools that will aid you in the coming troubles. Seek out the lands of the dead, across the second veil, and find the fallen and dead cairn of the three brothers. You have been there once before, years after the blood of garou and kinfolk soaked the ground. It is there that you will find the tools that your fallen brothers refused to let fall into the grasp of their invaders. The spirits of these fetishes still reside within, trapped and unable to escape the land of the dead. However, they do not lie unprotected. Their guardians in life are also their guardians in death. Garou who lost everything important to them and now are trapped amongst the dead as wraiths, trapped in their purgatory and unable to escape. You must prove your strength to bear these relics. And then bond with the spirits that reside within, ferry them back to the world of the living where they belong. And these relics will aid you in the times to come, should you wish to pursue them."
You said the cairn of the three brothers?
Yes. Yep. It's where you fought. It's where you fought the black spirals.
Ah, yeah.
Or that's the name that the sept there used to have.
We'll find them, and we'll do what needs done. But we just challenged both Laughs Last and I just challenged for rank. We have a time limit on when we have to get our things. Then we will go to find the relics, if that's all right with you. If you feel that we must do this first, then we will do this first. Yeah, he's basically telling Owl that he will throw his own rank challenge if the Owl orders him to. Not something he wants to do, but...
And Owl says, "I will leave that decision up to you. But should you choose to find these fetishes, I will send one of my jaglings to guide you through the lands of the dead. You will be taken on the swiftest route."
When we're ready to depart on that mission to find the fetishes, we'll come back to the shrine and we'll leave our offerings, of course, and we'll burn some incense and send a spiritual message
And
that we're ready to go.
And Owl nods. And
I have a feeling that having extra rank and possibly extra power might help us do that better.
And Owl says, when the time comes, I will guide you.
We'll get it done as soon as we can. Is there anything else you need of us?
No, that is all that I wished to No, that is all that I wished to share with you.
We thank you for the heads up, and we'll of course keep in touch.
And may the path ahead guide you safely.
Usually does. He gives another slight bow, turns to the others, tells them all of what he just said, and says, "Now we've got a very large amount of things that we need to do."
Sounds like it, yeah. So, what's our first objective then, out of this entire laundry list?
The easiest thing to do,
Which would be yours.
which would be mine.
You'll
Then
have
they're
to do some
talking about
research.
going to the land of the dead or finding the spit of a chicken, so I couldn't even tell you which one of those is harder.
Bit of a
I don't
chicken.
know.
Okay.
I go through Land of Day regularly.
Well, there you go. That's our next objective, I guess.
I mean, you have a guide.
No, our next objective is to make sure Isaac gets his rank as well.
I'm not too worried about it.
The downside is all of you have to come with me to do mine, because I have to take you with me and I have to keep you all alive.
It's not like I have anything else to do, so when do we leave?
Go back to the house. Pack your shit. We're leaving today.
Works for me. I've been itching to get on the road anyway.
Thinking we might actually just take the Umbra to get up there. Maybe horses. I don't know.
The Umbra sounds a lot faster in retrospect. If we only have 2 months to complete your task, anywho.
Yeah, let's just go back to the house. I'm gonna pop out his wings again. Let's just go back to the house, get all the things that we're gonna need to go, and head out. Take care of any business you need to take care of, lads. If you need to do anything, go ahead. When we're all ready this afternoon, we'll leave.
Fine
We'll
by me.
figure out how we're gonna leave. I almost have your paperwork ready for you to buy that house. I guess we'll have to finish that when we come back.
Yeah, that's fine. If we make it all alive, we'll have time once we're back. So I'm not too worried about that. That's secondary to you and you two's rank challenge. Sorry.
Yeah.
And I guess on the way we'll figure out what the laundry list that you guys got means, aside from being a bunch of riddles.
Well, we'll have plenty of time to think about it.
I'll pack my banjo.
And they fly back to the house so they can get all squared away.
All right. I'll go ahead and put the scavenger hunt list in the voice box. That way everybody has a place they can see it.
Pick and spit.
All right, and as you guys pack up and get prepared to go on your big adventure, at around noon you're all ready to go. Unless there's anything specific that anybody wants to do first.
Heath is ready to go.
Isaac's good.
Yes.
Adrian just does a few things, packs his shit. Yeah, he's good. You know what? Give me like 2 minutes.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okie doke.
Lark. Yeah, he's AFK for a second.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I hate to say that getting the kids back will be easy, but Adrian's a tricky bastard. He's already got a plan.
All right, so as you guys cross over into the Umbra again, after making your preparations and start flying, it's definitely a long flight.
Why don't they just go to the cairn and they open up the moon bridge and take the
Oh.
bridge there?
That's a good point.
Time is of the essence.
Yes.
And it's a new bridge. You might as well use it.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, I jumped to conclusions.
You spaced it. It's okay. I've done it a million times. Yeah, they'll just take the bridge as long as somebody's there to open it for them. None of them have the... Well, the bridge is always open, right? The thing was done, so the bridge is just there.
Yeah, the bridge is just there, I believe. I know there's a gatekeeper, and they just keep track of who comes and goes.
Yeah, so they grab all their stuff, they fly over to the cairn. Adrian does all the paperwork in triplicate, and they fly with the bridge.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah, he'll meet with the garou first. Well, they will meet with the garou first, of course. The elders there and let them know what's going on.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now you make it to the Sept of the Hidden Ravine as you follow the moon bridge, and the four of you find yourselves in the cave behind the waterfall where the cairn is. And the gatekeeper for the Hidden Ravine
Follows the moon's light to hidden places.
Yes. You've met her before, and she says, "Oh, welcome, Blood Moon's Vengeance."
Thank you. Thank you very much. If possible, I'd like to speak to the elder, White Eagle, if he's available.
And she nods and says, I believe he is with the wolf kinfolk, but I can call for him."
It would be much appreciated.
And she nods and says, "Well, feel free to wait here if you wish to." And she leaves to go through the waterfall, and you hear the calling howl asking a white eagle to come to the cairn and saying that Blood Moon's Vengeance would like to speak with him. And it's not a very long wait. I'd say within an hour, a white eagle appears through the waterfall.
During that wait, he shifted down to Lupus and just relaxed. But knowing that the elder prefers Lupus form, he did the courteous thing.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes, he stands up and all fours and kind of gives him a nod. Thank you for coming to see us, Raya.
You are welcome. It's the least that I can do for the four that have done so much for our cairn.
Speaking of that, I challenged for rank this morning, and my challenge was answered. I have to go find your remaining kinfolk that were taken and bring them back to you guys without anybody in my pack dying to gain rank.
And when you mentioned the rank challenge, you have his interest. And after you explain what the challenge is, he gives a nod and says, "If I could, I would call the entire cairn to join you in your battle, but unfortunately, we don't have the numbers to spare."
I would prefer that they stayed here to keep the land safe. Though if anybody wants to join us, I was told that there were several who might wish to join. They're allowed to join too. And as part of the challenge, I have to keep them alive also.
And White Eagle nods and he says, "I know one of our other packs, they call themselves the Icestalkers. I know they have been very eager to go and find the kinfolk. I believe if you ask them, I know that they would join you without hesitation."
The Icestalkers, huh? That's the 3-man pack.
Yes, it is.
The Thurge and 2 Alrons. I remember them.
I actually changed one of them into a Ragabash. I forgot to update it.
Red Cloud is a Ragabash.
Yeah, Red Cloud's a Ragabash now.
Okay, that's fine too. We'll ask them, but I need a really big favor from you right now. First off,
And
he glances over at Isaac for a few moments, then he looks back to White Eagle and says, "I need you to tell me as many names as you can remember of the lost kinfolk."
It's like I have the list of names right here, but I don't want to butcher the pronunciation. So
I get it.
Give me a moment, and I'll post them in the voice voice box.
Or you could say he says all those, so you can avoid that.
Yeah.
One montage of names later.
Well, it does help to know how many of them there are.
Yeah, a White Eagle gives you the names of 6 of the kinfolk, and also the names of the pack that went out to rescue them originally. And I will have those next session.
No problem. No problem. As long as they're in possession of the names, Isaac can find them wherever they are. As long as they're alive.
And if he doesn't get a ping, well,
They're not alive.
they're not alive. Well,
Possibly.
if they're wraiths, is possible, I think.
The Wraith thing is a separate, not related to the...
Oh, no.
No, he's saying if any of the people are wraiths
Oh, okay.
that they're looking for, we might still be able to find them.
Okay,
Can't really bring them home. But...
my mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if it works that way. I'm thinking it's probably physical, but with race it's probably a little bit tricky, or just spirits because they're everywhere.
Yeah, I'd say with wraiths you would have to be in the Dark Umbra to do that.
To ping him, yeah, I figured. But hey, if he doesn't get a ping back after tracking a name, then you know that that one's dead at the very least.
Yeah. All right. So they talk and do the nice things and whatnot, and then they take their leave and they go out and find the Icestalkers, Wendigos.
And you find the Icestalkers on the outskirts of the reservation. It looks like they're standing watch. It takes some time to find them, but you find them eventually, and uh, and it is trying to remember. Shoot, I'm trying to remember who helped you guys close the Bane, but actually, give me just a
It
second.
was Melting Snow, and
I
her
noticed.
brother was there, so it would have been the Blood Heart Pack, right?
Oh, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
they
Yeah.
were all Uktena. They weren't. I don't remember you saying they were Wendigo. So
Oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, I think it was the Blood Heart Pack.
Yeah. I think it was Last with Coyote was the one who was with Melting Snow
Oh,
and
yeah.
healed.
I think. Oh, yeah. I remember. I remember. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Red Cloud does recognize Heath. The two of you had a fist fight in I think it was like a moot or two ago.
Yes.
So he regards Heath with a nod, and Icewind greets the four of you and says, well, Blood Moon's vengeance. What brings you to our sept?
I heard a rumor that the Ice Stalkers really want to go out and find the kinfolk that were taken from your sept. Is that true?
Those rumors are true.
Yeah. See, I just challenged for rank this morning, and my challenge is to return all the living kinfolk that were taken from your sept to your sept within 2 months. So if you guys want a chance to return the kinfolk, you probably want to come with us. Now, I know you guys are on guard duty right now, so we can wait a little bit. Say we leave in the morning. If you guys want to come, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, and Icewind nods and he says, we will join you tomorrow morning at the break of dawn.
You guys know how to fly?
No, we don't.
Damn.
I wouldn't have thought they would have the owl totem bird.
All right, we'll stay on the ground for you guys.
Yeah.
We're just wishful hoping. All right, we're gonna make a camp where we normally make a camp out near the res. When the sun comes up, just meet us over there. We'll set out.
And Icewind nods and he says, we will meet you there.
We look forward to it.
And we also look forward to it. We've heard stories of your deeds from your sept mates that have come over to visit. We look forward to seeing the mighty worm slayers in action.
All luck.
Worm
Let's hope
slayers?
it stands. So they leave them to the guard duty, and they go off to the normal place where they make a camp at the reservation. They make their camp. They start cooking dinner and whatnot. And Adrian looks to Isaac again and says, "Oh, we got 6 names and the names of all the pack members. Do you think we're gonna be able to find them?
Can try.
You need time to get a ping or however it works. Good God, I hope they're
Gonna need
not
a bit
all
of
in
time.
different places.
Oh, guess I better get started, huh?
Yeah,
Worst comes to worst, we'll go all over the country.
in 2 months,
Ah,
the big country.
it is a big country. Can't I just turn into Krynos and carry the 3 of them to where we're going?
I don't think you're that strong. You know, you keep going out into the woods, trying to commune with nature.
Yeah,
Would you like a little bit of help?
maybe. I think I need to learn how to do this whole spiritual thing, even though like 80% of it just goes over my head.
I'll help you real quick. Okay. While Isaac does his thing, Laz, you can listen too. I want you to stop thinking of yourself as the wolf. The wolf is a separate entity. The wolf wants things. Listen to it. Try to get in touch with yourself, the wolf side of yourself, before you try and get in touch with nature. Gaia, she talks to you, but it's real quiet. You need a wolf's ears to hear it. Stop fighting against your other half. And when you go out into nature, trying to be a part of nature, don't walk on two legs. It's I'm even with me, I don't have it as well as say Isaac does. He's good at it, better than I am. But I've noticed now, the more we've gone out, the more I've trusted the wolf's instincts instead of trusting my brain and the science that I know and all that other shit. The more I trust the wolf, the more the nature speaks to me. That's why throughout winter, I've been sleeping outside, not inside my house. It just feels better.
I mean, I think I understand. I don't know how to explain it, but there have been times where I acted on instinct. Like that time with the spiral dancer. I didn't really think. It just happened.
You call it instinct, I call it the wolf. That is the wolf keeping you and itself alive. Listen to him. It's good. That's how you're going to get more in tune with the things going on around you. You're going to need to do that when you challenge for rank. As part of challenging for rank is to show them that you're in control of all of your sides.
Yeah.
The easiest way for me to do it, when I go to sleep at night and I go into my little sleeping roll, I just shift into lupus. It's so much warmer.
It makes sense.
Just give it a try. Work towards it. It takes more than a day.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. So after all of this, after we get back to kinfolk, we're gonna have to go to the underworld again, or to the underworld from what you said.
Be told, Owl said it's at our discretion. We don't have to do it. He's guiding us towards items that'll help us out in the future fights as things get more and more difficult. I think we should do it. Well, it'll be difficult.
The best things in life are never easy, so why would it be now? And besides, I am a little curious what a fetish actually looks like.
They look like a bunch of different things. You've seen your cousin's big ass knife, right?
Yeah,
That's a fetish. They got one that's really cool. It's a necklace called a monkey puzzle.
the monkey puzzle.
The monkey puzzle. It's fantastic. You wear this necklace and you spend the gnosis. You shove gnosis into it. Attune with it, turn it on, and then you shift into Krynos, and everything that looks at you thinks you're still in human form.
Interesting.
That would be interesting to have.
I could do so much with that. I
I
could
don't
do a
think
lot with a clave too. I would enjoy owning a clave.
clave.
That big ass knife that your cousin has,
That's what it's called.
it's a clave.
I'm wondering if I can turn my rifle into one. Probably forge a new fetish or something like that.
Ooh, that would be hard to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Not
Maybe
impossible.
something that never runs out of ammo or I don't know.
Fire spirit bullets that cause damage that's unhealable to
Where
everything.
I'd never have to carry around silver. Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
That's
I'll
the
ask around.
downside to having the big ass knife.
Yeah, it's completely silver.
Yeah, I don't think that, if I remember correctly, Heath, you don't have very many reserves of Gnosis. You couldn't even carry that knife.
That's part of the reason why I want to learn more about the spiritual side of things. Because, well, I mean, where I came from. Until very
Yeah.
recently, I wasn't even aware of this world. So I feel that if I can learn to expand my horizons, then learning how to use Genevieve would be the best way.
All right. I'll tell you what, Heath. You keep on expanding your horizons, and I'll do everything I can to keep you alive for your horizons to get expanded.
Okay. Besides, I'm getting used to you guys, so all this journeying. I mean, that's the entire reason that we got us into the spiral dancer incident to begin with, because I began to learn a little bit more about my family history, and I thought that Fangs of Judgment would help along the way. I didn't realize that my one of my ancestors would put me up to that task.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about the whole Fangs Judgment thing, though.
What do you mean?
Yeah, we'll talk about it later.
All right.
A gun that never runs out of ammo and shoots spiritual
about it.
bullets.
I would never have
I've been
to
thinking about it. I
spend
can't
money
get my mind off of it.
on
It's
ammo.
fantastic.
Like it could be a fire spirit or anything. I'm gonna have to think about that.
So you can make one of these things in
Oh,
theory?
you can. Well, you could if you have somebody that knows how to forge talons and fetishes. Usually it's a third, isn't it?
Usually it's a third, and funny enough, though I do talk a lot of shit, out of what I've seen, the Fianna do it the best. They're the ones that have kept the history alive the longest and the most accurate. You see, the clave is called a clave, Heath. If you think real hard, clave is a word in the garou tongue, means burden. Every clave is a burden on the person that carries it. It's a lot more ceremonial and a lot more important than you might think. It's actually incredibly rare to see a first rank that owns a clave.
And why
And
is
if you
that?
do, is grandfathered. But even then, the spirit might reject.
Why is that?
Yeah,
Because they haven't earned it.
oh,
You have to be powerful to control something like that. And if you're not, you can accidentally destroy it. Once it's destroyed, it's gone. You can't even melt down the silver and reuse it in another clave. It's done. At least as far as I understand it.
I guess I'll have to be careful if I ever want to pursue one of these fetishes.
We're going to be pursuing them because the owl's going to lead us to a bunch of them. That's the thing. This is a gift. The owl is giving us a gift. Yeah, we have to fight for it. But when has that ever been not the way? This is ever since day one when we met each other. We've been fighting for every single thing that we've gotten. This is nothing new.
No, it's not. And honestly, I wouldn't prefer it in any other way.
No, this is too much fun.
I can't disagree with that notion. Keeps the body sharp and the mind sharper, in a way.
Yep.
Don't worry, by the time that we get to that point, I'll be sure to be, spiritually, magically aware enough to wield one.
There's no saying that there's going to be a clave there. I mean,
I just
now
mean
I'm
in
thinking
general.
about it. How did they get them into the underworld? They hid them somehow. I think there must have been a silent strider with them.
It's possible, and we do have a direct connection to the underworld.
It's the only way how I could see that unless they're hidden here and we need to go make friends with the spirits there and prove to them that we're worthy so they can tell us where they're hidden here because as far as I saw, none of the spirals we killed had any fetishes. None of them had a clave, that's for sure.
Did we actually check them?
I thought we did.
I don't recall searching over the bodies.
And
I thought I did.
Didn't we find some,
Well, two went down the river. No,
That's
you guys
right.
searched that one, but the other two went down the river.
that is true.
No, wait, you searched two, because we threw that other one. Yeah, one of them went down the river. So we know two of them didn't have anything, I guess, and one of them we have no idea.
We got lucky and killed them fast enough that we didn't have time, I guess.
Yep.
Still, didn't we find some weird stuff within the dead cavern?
We did find, I think they were talons.
There were talents?
I think, maybe. I don't know, it was jars of something or other. I think we still got them. We haven't had them cleansed or anything.
I think we agreed that, or I think we decided that you guys had them cleansed and destroyed.
did.
Yeah, they were
We did. Okay.
corrupted talons and a corrupted fetish.
That's
Okay,
why we got enough the points for you guys to rank up.
Yeah.
I remember
Right.
that part now.
And once it's corrupted, it's done. There's no. You have to basically rebuild everything and bring the spirit back. And at that point, you're just making a new talent or new fetish anyway. So.
Well, I say corrupted, but they were spiral dancer fetishes.
Oh, okay. So they were just wrong on
Yeah.
every level.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any questions, Laz?
Yeah. I don't know. I've been taking a lot of questions from. So I'm curious what you think, Lass, about all this.
And Laz says, I mean, nothing about this.
Well, I'm glad at least one of us can follow this better than the other.
And then the night passes, and the next morning, as the sun is rising, that is when the Icestalkers appear, and with them is So time passes, and the following morning, the Icestalkers come to meet up with you at your campsite, and with them is Melting Snow. And Melting Snow has this look of determination on her face, even in her wolf form. And she comes running up and says, "Good morning. I heard what you were going to do. I want to come with you."
He's packing up the last of his things as they come, and he looks to Melting Snow and she says right off the bat, "What does your grandfather think about that?"
And she pauses for a moment, and she pauses for a moment and says, "Well, I heard you were looking for volunteers, and I want to volunteer."
Make sure your grandfather knows you'll be gone. You got 10 minutes and we're leaving.
And she dashes off as fast as her legs can carry her. Like, she disappears through the trees, and you see her like shift into hispo to go faster.
She's excited.
Putting a lot on your shoulders, Adrian.
Are you sure that this is wise?
If the elder thinks she can do it, who am I to stop her from catching some glory?
Well, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. Recruiting all these people and their lives are all on your shoulders.
The trail
Well,
asked right?
it's all like a cast of the die anyway. It's all in fate's hands. There's no way I can keep any of you guys alive. I don't have the physical ability to heal you or anything. The more people we have, the better chances we have of actually accomplishing the goal.
That is true.
At this point, all I can do is throw numbers at it and hope that it works.
And it's not too long.
And if it doesn't, oh, go ahead.
And it's not too long until Melting Snow returns.
He said I couldn't play, guys. This sucks.
Yeah, Melting Snow comes back, and she says, "I'm going."
He stares at her for a bit and says, "So
That
he
sounds
said
like
you could go?"
less of a- Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Well, you told me to let my grandfather know I was going, and I did.
She has a point there.
And he said, "Okay."
Well, he said good luck, and that he looks forward to hearing stories of my glory.
Let's go. Okay.
Oh dear. Well, let's get to it then.
All right, and I know you guys said that you were willing to stay on the ground for the other garou, but they're gonna they tell you that they are willing to be carried if it means that if it helps you get there faster, and but they say that they're willing to be carried if it helps get this mission done faster.
Worth giving it.
Melting Snow's the smallest one, right?
Yeah, she is the
All right.
smallest one.
So they go into the Umbra, and if the other 3 members of the pack are willing to do it, Adrian is taking Melting Snow because that's the only one he'd be strong enough to do.
Heath turns into his Krynos form, his biggest form, and
They all are.
he's willing to take how much he can carry, 1 or if 2 possible.
Yeah, we'll say you can carry maybe two of them, and then we'll just hand wave and say the 4th one's being carried by either Laz or Isaac.
We'll have Laz carry the 4th one. That way Isaac can follow his pings and kind of lead them on the right direction, especially when the closer they get to it.
Okay.
Sound good, Isaac?
Sounds good.
Oh, God, we're all going to die. I mean, this is going to be jolly good fun. Let's do this.
You sound so excited.
All right, and as you guys set off to fly, you fly over the mountaintops, and you cross over the mountains and into Oklahoma, and the weather crossing into and over the mountains is relatively calm, surprisingly. But as you all drift down into the open fields of Oklahoma, there's a lot of wind spirits flying about in the Umbra, and you see maybe a few like wind twisters and and other wind-related spirits down below on the ground. Let's do a stamina roll for everybody, as you are flying a great distance.
Oh boy. At least my stamina is halfway decent. Stamina's +3 in Krynos.
There we
Thing
go.
is lagging so bad right now.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, there we go.
I didn't mean to roll that, sorry.
I was wondering, like, what do we need to roll for again? Let's
4,
see.
10, 6, 10, 8, 10. I think I'm okay.
You're okay. What are we rolling for?
Stamina.
Stamina. Okay, let's see. 4 plus.
Oh my god, how many ones did you just roll?
Oh god.
Oh,
How
Laz.
is that
Alright.
even possible?
Oh my god, Laz, you just botched.
Oh no.
No, he had a success.
One.
As long as you have a success, you cannot botch.
Okay.
I
That's
thought
good.
if you had more one, yeah, you're right. Never mind. He had two successes, but he ended up with just 2 ones.
Jeez. Jeez Louise.
Oh,
That-
good lord, Laz.
Now I'm scared.
All right. So, yeah, so as the four of you fly over through the mountains and into Oklahoma, you eventually reach a point where Laz starts to fall behind, and Laz, you're putting a lot of effort into flying, up and over the mountain and trying to basically get there as fast as you can, and you see everybody just slowly gaining distance ahead of you, and your wings are growing tired as you find yourself just kind of slowly drifting down, and there's even a few wind spirits that kind of playfully mess with you as they kind of push you to the side and back and forth, and uh, Laz starts just drifting down further and further to the ground as the group of you are flying near looks like just a small town in the middle of nowhere with a railroad station.
As soon as Laz starts to really have trouble, Adrian tells everybody to land. I mean, we do have 2 months. This is just day 2. No need to fall out of the sky just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll land. It's near the city, not too close. I mean, don't want to piss off any of the spiders that are there. This is the Umbra still.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like a small town on the way to your destination. So it's not a city, it's just a small little town. Like it's not a city like Saint Denis, but it's bigger than Valentine.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just stay in the Umbra. There's no need to go. If the kids aren't here, there's no reason to hop out.
Mhm.
Not in my opinion.